Hi, we're going to get started straight away. Before we do, if you want to get a blanket, something comfy to make it cozy, maybe light a candle, depending on where you are. Just make yourself a little safe container as much as you can. And then when you're ready, you're just going to find our way to Balasana, so into our child's pose. Taking the knees as wide as the mat, walking the hands forwards, bowing down to the earth. Forehead resting onto the ground. Let's start by taking a deep breath in through the nose and a big sigh out through the mouth. Let's do one more. Sounds are welcome. Inhale. Sigh it out. Maybe releasing ever so more into the ground. Allowing yourself to fully arrive. And observing immediately how your body feels, how your emotions and thoughts are moving through you. If you feel any resistance to the stillness. Gently bringing your awareness to your breath again. Allowing the air that flows in to really widen your ribs, your back body, your belly. And then as you exhale, everything retracts into center. Really taking up that space with your breath. Feel your hands touching the ground, your knees, your ankles. Take a few breaths here. And if already now you start to feel emotions start to bubble up, that's totally fine. Let them rise and come back to your breath. There's nothing you have to be, nothing you have to prove right now. You can just be. Be where you are. With your next exhale, slowly lift the hips up. Take yourself up to all fours. Slowly rise, and keep going, letting your hips drop. Coming into this cobra pose. If that's a little bit too much on your lower back to start off with, you can always come to your Sphinx pose, taking your elbows down. Still going to be the same effect here on your chest, opening the heart. Letting the shoulders drop wherever you are. Maybe closing down the eyes if that feels safe where you are. Allowing that chest to shine through, pulling it forwards as you pull the elbows back, making it a little bit active here. Pressing the tops of your feet down, the pubic bone. Allowing that heart to slowly open back up. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, let the elbows drop wide as you slowly lower your chest to the ground. Let the right arm stretch out to the side. If you don't have the space, maybe you bend the elbow, same thing here. And then slowly roll into that right shoulder as you press the left hand down. You come to your hip, to the right hip here. Maybe the left knee bends. And take that left foot behind you. So you can have a couple of variations. That leg can also stay where it is. Just intensifies it a little bit. So just see where you are. It's quite a big stretch on that right shoulder, on the chest. It's called broken wing. Keep sending that breath into any part that feels really tense. into any part that feels that resistance particularly. Relaxing the face, the jaw. You're exactly where you're meant to be. One more breath before we switch sides. And then slowly rolling back onto your belly. Take the right hand in, left hand stretches out. Take it to the other side, rolling onto that left shoulder. Right, ooh, some mosquitoes. Taking that right foot behind you if you did so on the other side. I'm being attacked by mosquitoes. Great. Big stretch here. Keep the focus on your breath. Be gentle with yourself. Notice if any negative or particularly strong thoughts come up for you here. I should be doing that. I should be doing this. Maybe you should just allow yourself to be where you are. One more breath. And then exhale, bring it back to center. Peeling yourself back up. Hands underneath your shoulders as you lift yourself up. Take your hands all the way to the back of the mat. As you slowly bend your knees, take it into your forward fold at the back of your mat. Bending the knees as much as you like here. Letting your head drop down. Maybe you sway side to side, or you find stillness, whatever feels more appropriate right now. You can test it out, see how it feels, and then you can always switch. You can always change your mind. Good, another big sigh. Letting go of anything that weighs you down. Nice. When you're ready, bend the knees, let the hips float back down, coming into your malasana, your squat pose. Take a moment here to take your elbows between your thighs, press the hands together, big breath in all the way down your spine. Big belly, exhale. One more. Lovely. From here, slowly walk your hands forwards. Let the head drop down. Finding this forward fold in your squat. If you want a little bit less active, you can let the hands just drop open below your head. Give yourself that space to feel into whatever comes up, knowing that it's just a wave that will pass. It doesn't define you. It doesn't make you who you are. One more breath. Roll yourself back up. Hands walk forwards. Come to your plank pose. Finding a little bit of strength here. Firing up the belly. Pressing down into the ground. Shoulders away from each other. Big space there between your shoulder blades. Always option to drop your knees here. Otherwise, keep them up. Build a little bit of that fire. Know that you are capable of difficult things. And then when you're ready, take it into your downward facing dog, lifting the hips, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bending the knees, finding a little bit of movement here to warm up through your hamstrings. Maybe you move the hips side to side, get a little side stretch here. Find stillness. Next breath in, right leg lifts up to the sky. Exhale, big circle with that right knee until you come to the top of the right hand, to the outside of that right hand. Drop the foot down. Lizard pose. Option to stay here. Option to drop that left knee down. It's a big opening in the hip. Send your breath again to any places where it feels really tight here. If after a couple of breaths you want to come down to your elbows, you can do so. Remember, if you've got some blocks, you can always come to your blocks, maybe a stack of books, whatever feels comfortable, or you can still feel a little bit of a stretch without any pain. Maybe you drop your head down, let the neck release. Let's take one more breath here. And then walk yourself back up onto your hands if you aren't already. Let the right foot wiggle all the way to the left side of your mat. If you're outside like me, you might take a lot of soil with you. And then let the right knee drop down to prepare for your pigeon. Maybe you need to readjust that back leg a little bit further back. Release the back toes. Lift your chest open. And then as you exhale, start to walk forwards and down. Again, you take it to the depth that feels right for you today. Finding that little safety spot between your forehead, your arms, and that right shin. A little cave that's just yours. Supporting yourself with your breath. Keep expanding those ribs, expanding that belly. Let's take one more breath here. Nice. Slowly walking the hands back up. Breath in, open chest. Press the hands down as you lift the right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Finding that middle ground, that stable support from your hands spreading wide, your feet planting down. Left foot, next inhale, reaches up to the sky. Exhale, big circle with that knee. Left foot drops to the outside of that left hand. Right knee drops. Inhale, take that big opening in the chest. Maybe you stay here, notice if there's any difference between the two sides. Or maybe you drop to those elbows again. You're always welcome to give yourself a humming sound here. Brahmari breath, sort of like a big bumblebee. Lips together, just a Noticing how the vibration ripples through. You can do it as many times as you like. Softening even more into that left hip. One more breath. Lift the hands back up. Wiggle the left foot all the way across. Take your time to let the left knee drop down. Readjust that back leg. Have a look if it's straight. And then reach open through the heart. Exhale to lower. Oftentimes, our pigeon pose is where we are allowed to release here through the hips. Find that release into the ground, noting how the earth underneath you is really holding you here. Two more breaths. Rising back up on your inhale, reach open with that chest again. And then exhale, take that right knee around you to come into your seat. I'm gonna shift around so you can see me. Finding your cross-legged seat, make yourself comfortable. And then take that right hand on top of your left shoulder. And that left hand onto your right ribs. So you're kind of finding a little bit of this hug here. Notice how with every breath in and out, your whole body is moving with it. And whatever is happening, you've got your body, you've got your breath to give you that anchor. Just giving yourself a big squeeze here. And then when you're ready, start to slowly massage your arms with one hand, ribs with the other. Maybe you move onto your hands. Just really give yourself some quite a firm touch without being aggressive, without being brutal. Moving onto your hands, just letting your body know that you're here for it. Letting yourself know you're here for yourself. Into your hips, your glutes, your belly. Make it slow. Moving up to your chest. Your back. If you feel like giving yourself some strokes, you're welcome to do so as well. Maybe just a little bit of a sliding stroke, just letting go of any yucky mucky thing that's stuck onto you energetically. Sighing it out as you do so. Maybe shaking the breasts a little bit out here, circling them around. When you're ready, we're gonna slowly wind back down here, coming onto our backs. Making yourself comfortable, feet on the ground, reach forwards with the arms as you slowly roll down, engaging through the core. And then once you are there, take your knees into your chest, big squeeze in. Maybe rolling side to side. Lovely. Take your feet back down, let the hips drop to the left, and let the knees drop to the right. Opening up through the arms, maybe the gaze goes over to the left hand. Closing down the eyes. Breathe into your heart. Listen to the sound of your breath. Again, if something comes up, if you feel a release, an emotional release, stay with it as much as you can. It's gonna pass. Come back to your breath. Feel every part of your body touching the ground. You got this. Next exhale, come back up with the knees. And then drop the hips to the right, knees to the left, going to the other side. Gaze over that right hand this time. One more breath. And then come back to center. Give yourself one last squeeze here. If there's any last movement you want to take, if your body's calling you to do something, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, dropping your legs back down into your final resting pose, your Shavasana. Making yourself as comfortable as you like. Just taking a moment to look up, notice where you are. And again, option to close your eyes, settle down. There's nothing you have to be. You don't have to fix yourself. And just are where you are. You can stay here as long as you like. If you have the time, I do recommend staying here for a little bit longer. Just letting yourself fully release and rest, taking it all in. Otherwise, slowly start to move your fingers, your toes, bending the knees, and then finding a side to roll onto to your fetal position. Really take your time in your fetal position, maybe hugging your knees in. Letting any last thing you need to let go of sieve into the earth. And then when you're ready, slowly rising up to your seat. Taking one hand onto your heart, one hand onto your belly. Noticing if anything has shifted. There's no expectation for you to have suddenly become happy. Stay with it. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and a big breath out through the mouth. Gently opening the eyes back up. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today.